Hello and welcome. My name is TyrionLanstr. Now, I wanted to take today to analyze the top 4 teams remaining in the Season 7 Ultimate Conquest. And right now, where we're left is with 2 teams in the upper bracket and 2 teams in the lower bracket. The 2 teams in the upper bracket are, of course, Run and BDR, and our 2 teams in the lower bracket are Mad and KAC. All of these alliances have had wonderful, amazing stories to get there, but I wanted to take a second to go one by one, talk about how they got there, talk about what their strengths and weaknesses are, and I'll close by talking about what my overall ranking of each of these alliances is at the moment. Let's begin with Run. Run is pretty much everyone's favorite to win at this point. They haven't faced much of a challenge yet so far, and for the most part, no one has planned on challenging them because they're very, very intimidating. Run does the best of both. They really understand the fundamental strategy behind this event, and they have the whales to back it up. I definitely think Run has their share of weaknesses, though, too. Run, because they haven't been playing in as many actual battles, they aren't quite as used to the rally timing and reinforcement timing that some of the other alliances have gotten a chance to practice and polish and perfect. Because Run is inherently a combination right now of a lot of different strong accounts, that chemistry isn't always quite spot on in there. Now, Run is very good at using runners and using other devices like that, but the other thing to keep aware of is that a lot of their runners are folks that also participate in other alliances. Should they go up against an alliance like Mad, they may be in a situation where some of their typical runners may also be helping Mad and may be in a position where, their allegiance is truly tested. Beyond that, though, Run is still our clear #1 favorite to win it all. They are just so strong, have so many strong rally leads, and again, do understand it to where we expect they'll probably win, but it's definitely not a shoe-in just yet. Next up, we're going to talk about KAC. KAC had a very interesting UC run because they initially got knocked out by N3O and moved down to the lower tier. Now, I think that most people were pretty surprised by that result. We thought that KAC was going to be able to beat N3O. But N3O really exposed a lot of KAC's weaknesses. Even in some of their more recent victories, KAC has still shown a weird lack of just the basic strategy on some cases. They will randomly disband buildings for no apparent reason, or they will really struggle to do a correct swap, and that is going to continue to hamper them.
Bet in their rallies, and the game did not compensate for that, I guess. Okay. Damn. Okay, they disbanded, though. What? Wait. Someone ruined the old solo that. Solo. There's no one in. Wait. What? There's nothing. Take it. Oh, my God. What was that? Wait.
That being said, KAC really covers up this weakness by having just an absurd number of really strong accounts and by making sure that those strong accounts are really fast. Most of the time in their recent matches, they've been getting their big, strong accounts into all the essential buildings. At that point, you don't need to swap anymore. You've got them where you want them. This is going to make KAC an extremely formidable opponent, and why right now we have them ranked 2nd. They are just very good at what they do, very competent at what they do, as long as they can figure out how to avoid the mistakes, and probably they need to tighten up their rally timing a little bit, but to be frank, they just have more leads than the other 2, and that's why I'm going to place them 2nd. In 3rd, I'm going to put Mad, and I think it's fair to say that I have some personal biases here, but I do think Mad has deserved this spot in 3rd. My reasoning for this is based on Mad's performance, both in the regular season, but also in this Ultimate Conquest season. Mad was able to knock off FDH very, very confidently, and they just, in the last match, knocked off CTP in similar fashion. And what's been impressive about these wins is that these are against alliances with a lot of whales, a lot of close to or near max accounts that Mad has 80K'd, to be frank. Mad has really shown the highest proficiency of any alliance at understanding the fundamental strategy behind this event. They do not have nearly the power nor the whales that a lot of the other alliances do, but they have shown that strategy matters more. Mad has also shown that they are probably the fastest alliance at racing to buildings than anyone else. They are really, really fast. They have some quick accounts that are able to speed in, get a building, and then swap it to a strong account. They have just enough strong accounts that they can really be a problem. Specifically, there are two strong accounts, both Diver and GSW. If you are able to get them in a port and the rock, that might be enough to do it, to hold it. Now the problem is that when you're talking about KAC or Run, they have probably 4 or 5, maybe 6 accounts that are all on that level playing field with GSW and Diver, and that's what makes it a little bit tough to fight off those opponents. But if you can get the right people in the right buildings, Mad might be able to make some upsets. Their weaknesses are obviously their lack of major whales. Really after those two, it does start to fall off. They have other strong accounts, they're able to make very impressive holds, and they're always very, very good at reinforcing. But I do expect that their lack of sheer strength and sheer whales might be their downfall. Last but not least, we have BDR. Now, I'm sure that many people may, if they're from BDR, be upset by my decision to place them fourth here. I want to just say for a second that BDR is a exceptionally strong alliance, and they're very, very good at Ultimate Conquest. And one of the things that I'm excited about for this Final Four is that I truly think that this next match between Run and BDR could go either way. If BDR decides to try for it and they get Millers and Burgle into the right buildings, they could very easily take that win. It could very doably happen. I think that BDR and Mad are very, very similar alliances in terms of they have the right strategy, they have the right tactics, and they have a couple of strong whales, and it's kind of about who's going to win those races, who's going to get the right people in the right places. Now, I think the reason why I do have BDR last is that they have shown their weaknesses at times. Similarly to Mad, they don't have quite as many of those strong leads, and they really struggle to rally much when they have both Burgle and Millers already occupying a building. Beyond that, BDR has also shown that they're not quite as fast as some of the other alliances. Now, they're definitely very, very fast and definitely have the ability to first capture things. But if they're going to lose that race on Casterly Rock and on some of the ports, they may be facing some trouble to actually rally people out. They're really going to be dependent on making use of their tactics and being able to swap people in. I stand by that BDR could absolutely beat Run, they could beat KAC, and they could certainly beat Mad. That's what's going to make this final season fun. But I am going to place BDR fourth just based on their past records, the fact they did lose to Mad at the end of the regular season when both alliances were full strength, and based on the fact that they just don't have the same whales that KAC or Run have. But all in all, I gotta say, I'm excited. I think this is going to be a lot of fun to watch this Final Four develop. I think, again, it's going to be really close no matter what. And the awesome thing about these matches is that they could really go either way. Mad versus KAC, truly a coin toss. Who's going to win those races? If they can get the right people in the right places, Mad could easily take this. Same thing for BDR and Run. Now, I think that you're facing a taller order against Run just because the sheer number of whales that they have. I mean, the truth is between Savo, Ironbreaker, Doo-Doo, I mean, the list goes on and on. They've recruited people like God of Warlove, like other crazy strong accounts. Like, this is just an absurd alliance. That's not going to be easy to take down. Then you look at KAC. They've added in CCPC, Maromia to an already ridiculously stacked alliance with Peacetown, UU50K, Clarasma. The lists go on and on. These are all exceptional alliances. They're well coordinated. There's a reason why they've all gotten to this stage. I can't wait to see how it all turns out, and I hope you stay tuned to see what those results are. But until next time, my name is TyrionLanstr. Hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time.